So guys, this is my weekly report for February 22nd. As you can see, I'm out here on the Sacramento River. You can see how high it is. We've got a lot of rain this last week and the river is almost at flood stage. But I'm going to talk about where I'm at in a little bit. But at first I want to tell you guys I'm feeling a lot better. I'm starting to be able to walk around now. Went up to Berryessa yesterday looking around for kings. So I was there 3 weeks ago, and I figured the lake started to turn because I could see some activity with trout jumping. I saw shad balls that were only like 10 feet, 2 feet down from the surface. But I went up there, and the lake had risen, I don't know, probably 20 or 30 feet. It came up a lot. I started out in Markley Cove. I went all the way to the north end up by Puda Creek. So when I hit right around Schoolhouse, the water was real dingy. I could see maybe 1 or 2 inches down. So we headed back, and in the main body, I could see maybe a foot. So then I went, overlooked Spanish Flat. I went into Skiers Cove. I went all over the place. You could see probably about 1 to 2 feet. And then I went into Pleasure Cove, and when I got back there, I could see maybe an inch. So all the major creeks that are feeding that lake, they're real dirty right now. The visibility is really low. I didn't graph a lot of bait fish like I have been. I've been seeing a ton of bait fish there in 60 to 100 feet. I saw very few bait balls. They could have been glued to the bottom because of the front that system. We had a little bit of rain on us yesterday, but they could have been glued to the bottom where they're harder to see. But a lot of the bigger fish that I was marking, I don't know what they are. They could be catfish, they could be trout, they could be salmon, they could be bass. But majority of them were in that 55 to 80 feet of water. So it's kind of something goofy going on with that lake. But anyway, I anticipate the water temperature was 56.5 degrees. The bass guys have been doing pretty good there. You know, with this rising water, it usually puts the bass on the bank. So I imagine you could even tie on a spinnerbait or chatterbait and go down the bank and catch them. But we were there for looking for king salmon, and I just couldn't find any. We hooked one only, and it got off right by the boat. So you know, it's really tough. I don't know. I think I'm gonna wait till I get about 5 or 7 days of bright, good weather, sunshine, and temperatures get in the 70s. Then I'm gonna head back up there and look. But right now, I think it's a little bit tough on them kings. Other things that happened yesterday, it was probably um, I I don't know. I think down here I got some friends that have been fishing the Delta. I have a nephew that went over to Liberty that side, and he said you could see an inch. When you get the yellow bypass flooded, that whole side over there, the tow drain drains into there, and the visibility is really poor. Central Delta, I heard you could see down, 1 to 3 feet, and I'm talking about it around Mildred Island in that area. So this next week, when I get out, I'll be over in that area looking for stripers and maybe a little bit of bass fishing. But other than that, that's what I've been doing. Like I said, I'm starting to walk around a little bit better, so I'll be getting out more. So anyway, starting out, what I normally do out in the ocean, crabbing's about the only thing that you can do right now. When the weather permits, you can get out. It's still been really good. There's been guys that have been going. The reports have been limits out on the crabs. But other than that, the bay, it's some reports of halibut showing up, and I think a lot of those are the local yokos, those small size ones that hang around there all year. So they've been catching some halibut. Most of them are trolling tray bait, and probably the South Bay has been probably more productive than anywhere else. Um, Sturgeon fishing, we're going to come in a little bit closer, and the sturgeon fishing around Pittsburgh and Martinez area has been pretty decent. I know a lot of the guides been doing pretty good over there, and like I'm at right now, we're over here off the Sacramento River, and guys are actually catching a few sturgeon here and there. Other than that, other things going on. We'll talk about bass fishing. Been pretty decent in the lakes. New Melones, they had a tournament there. They've been catching some decent fish there. Luke, the rackhand I've been helping out, and his fishing career, he's only 11 years old. He came in second. He had, I think, like 14 or 16 pounds, but they're catching fish in most of the lakes. You could go bass fishing, Amador. I would probably throw a lot of A rigs this time of year. Clear Lake, they're catching them on swim baits, A rigs, that type of stuff. But bass fishing in most of your other low lakes have been pretty decent. Other than that, trout fishing has been good. At Comanche's been really good. Party's been excellent after the opener. They caught a lot of fish over there at Party. The guys on the bank were catching a lot of them. They're catching those yellow trout, and they're catching some ones they call blueback. Um, and I heard Amador's pretty decent. Collins pretty decent. So any of the lakes right now, if you want to go out and catch trout, you should be able to go and get them. Buller's Bar has been kicking out kokanee if you want to catch kokanee, but they're still in that 8 to 10 inch range, I heard, but you can still catch them up there. Crappie fishing is slowed down at Berryessa. The delta's really gotten dirty, so it hasn't been that good in the delta. So actually, everything I'm kind of waiting for the weather to start getting a little sunny and spring pop in, and then all fishing should be good. Stripers, little tough. Liberty side, because the Yolo bypass is underwater. It's got about 1 inch visibility, so a lot of the stripers will take off. They'll go into the Port of Sacramento. I heard the Port of Stockton and the Central Delta is still pretty clear, so you could still see down 1 to 3 feet depending on how far south you go. And the fishing has been okay. They've been not catching a lot of big ones. They've been catching a lot of this schoolie size, but it has been productive. Crappie fishing slowed down. Before I got hurt, we were up at Berryessa like 3 weeks ago. We caught them up there. They're still down 45 to 50 feet. The delta's been really tough because it got dirty where I was catching them. But the crappie fishing at Comanche, I hear guys getting some. So, it's this time of the year, but you just got to pick and choose the lakes. The big lakes are probably more fishable because they stay clear, where your smaller lakes will get dirtier quicker and they get a little bit muddier, makes it a little bit tougher to get. As far as steelhead, I haven't heard much, but I think with all this rain, it's been a little bit tough this year. So other than that, generally I'm just kicking it, waiting around till the weather starts getting a little warmer and clearer, and fishing will start busting open wide open. There's some guys over here with his kids fishing, so I'm gonna go over here and talk to them a little bit and see how they've been doing. But you can see the Sacramento River here is running pretty high and muddy. You can see the water here is kind of dirty. So here we got the dad and 2 boys fishing for sturgeon. So how you guys doing?
Good.
Good? Good. I'm Alan.
Rudy,
nice to meet you. How you guys doing? So how's the fishing? Good? Getting bites? Huh? A little bit. That's the main thing. The water conditions you can tell it's kind of muddy, but that's the kind of conditions sturgeon like. So if you hang around here enough, you're bound to hook one sooner or later. Huh? So you like fishing? Cool. So he's got this rigged up for sturgeon. He's got braids, so when he hooks one, he can get it in. He's got his little alarm on the end. You see the bells. So anyway, good luck fishing. And if you, I'll give you a card. I have a YouTube channel. I'm on every Thursday, do these reports. So you can go on there tonight at 4 o'clock and you can see it. So yeah, there you go. Yeah. So you guys, if you like this video, please hit the like, please subscribe. It'll help my channel a lot. You want to leave me a comment, you can. Just click that thing and I'll answer you in a couple of days. So thanks for watching, and I hope you guys catch something.
Thank you.
Thank you.